The guards threw the young slave at Lady Helena's feet. He looked up, eyes sharp despite the bruises.
I can save him. I know a way to stop the plague. Let me try.
You? A slave? My husband is dying and you speak of cures? This is blasphemy.
Cowpox. Those who milk cows get blisters but never catch the plague. I can use that to protect him.
She hesitated, then nodded. Within an hour, Haruto scraped a blister from a farm cow outside the city walls. He returned and pressed the infected fluid into a small cut on Lysander's arm. The senator did not stir.
Stop. You defile a noble senator with filth. The gods will curse this house.
If this fails, I am dead. But if it works, the whole world could change.
Tomorrow, when he worsens, I'll have you fed to the dogs for this sacrilege. Mark my words.
Pray your cow god hears you, slave, because if my husband dies, your death will be slow.
3 days passed. The fever broke. Senator Lysander opened his eyes and asked for water. By midday, a crowd had gathered outside the villa, demanding to see the miracle worker.
This is not divine healing. It is a defilement. The gods will send a greater plague upon us.
I have proof. Let me show you. This fluid from a cow's blister can protect you.
With the senator's support, Haruto chose 2 orphans, Cleon and Daphne, to learn the art.
First, we must locate a cow with the blisters. Then, carefully scrape the lesion with a clean blade.
I will pray for your souls, but mark my words, the gods will not be mocked.
Haruto made the first small cut on a willing volunteer's arm, pressing the fluid into the wound.
They trust me. The first step is taken. But can I make enough for an entire city?
As the sun set, Theokritos knelt alone in his temple, asking the gods of death for guidance. Within days, vaccinated patients fell ill with a new, harsher fever. The old vaccine was useless.
This is a different strain. My vaccine can't stop it. I need to start over.
He worked through 3 sleepless nights, hands trembling as he isolated the new strain by candlelight.
The vaccine is poison. It has angered the gods and brought a new plague upon us.
A mob, stirred by his words, cornered Cleon and Daphne in an alley. Stones flew.
Stop. I have a booster. A second dose that will protect you from this new plague.
He injected the booster into a volunteer's arm, the vial glowing faintly in the morning light. By dawn, the volunteer's fever broke. His eyes opened, and the crowd's murmurs shifted from anger to wonder. At the edge of the gathering, Theokritos watched, his face a mask of cold fury.
We won this round, but Theokritos will strike again. I have to prepare for what comes next.
Senator Lysander, fully recovered, rose before the Athenian assembly, his voice strong.
This slave, Haruto, has delivered us from the plague. I move that he be given a public clinic.
From the shadows of the colonnade, Theokritos watched, his knuckles white against his staff. The assembly voted yes. Haruto was handed the keys to a modest stone building near the agora.
With this, we can train more hands. The vaccine must reach all of Attica.
By week's end, copied scrolls were stacked on shelves, the first protocols of the Vaccine Guild. That night, Theokritos descended into a cave, an ancient blade in hand.
Lord Hades, drink this blood and curse Haruto. Let the god's wrath fall upon him.
Morning brought no sunlight. A wall of black cloud loomed over the Acropolis, and far above, unseen by mortals, ancient eyes opened and observed the world with cold displeasure. A Spartan trireme docked at Piraeus. Envoy Lycurgus marched into the agora, armor gleaming.
Athens, you will share this cure with Sparta. Do you want war or survival?
Before anyone could answer, a Persian satrap in silk robes stepped forward.
Name your price, healer. Gold, spices, anything. Only let my people live.
Then an Egyptian priest glided through the crowd, a papyrus scroll unwinding in his hands.
My scrolls hold knowledge of the body older than your gods. I offer them for life.
Haruto stood as a statue, the weight of 3 civilizations pressing upon him.
I'll give the vaccine to all, but Sparta must agree to a ceasefire first.
Lycurgus's face hardened like bronze, but far from this council, Theocritus smiled in the darkness.
Let them bargain. I'll use their own nobles to tear this peace apart.
Haruto's team trudged through the mountain pass, flanked by grim Spartan warriors.
We're being watched. Everyone, stay close and keep your weapons ready.
Arrows thudded into the dirt. Bandits erupted from the rocks, swords glinting.
Their leader is down. Haruto, if we save him, the rest might surrender.
Hold him still. The arrow missed the artery. I can seal the wound.
By sunset, the bandits had laid down their arms and led the party safely into Sparta.
You saved a Spartan general's son among those bandits. You have earned our trust.
That same hour, in a cave lit by a single candle, Artabanus and Theocritus clasped hands.
Help me shatter this ceasefire. Priest, I will shower you with gold enough to buy Olympus.
Haruto, these scrolls speak of a divine test. Those who alter fate must pay a heavy price.
Delegates from a dozen city-states filled the great hall. Haruto stood at the center, a map of Greece behind him.
Share the vaccine. End the war. No more tribute. No raids. Just life.
This slave thinks he can buy peace with poison. Athens, you betray the gods.
He saved my life and Sparta's honor. Theocritos, your hate has blinded you.
Sparta stands with Haruto. Lay down your arms, priest, or face our spears.
The mob wavered, then retreated. By unanimous vote, the Council of Peace was ratified. Haruto dipped a quill and signed his name, the mark of a slave now binding a treaty. That night, a golden mist seeped through the streets. Citizens fell where they stood, asleep but not dead.
Rise, divine sickness. Let the world see that defying fate brings only suffering.
The divine plague had begun. No vaccine could wake these sleepers. The gods' test was near. By torchlight, Hippocrates moved among the sleepers, his brow furrowed.
I know that tool, the one for listening to hearts. Its name. Why can't I remember it?
Haruto found Imhotep in the scroll room. Ancient texts spread before him.
To wake the sleepers, you must burn away your own memories. The cure demands a mind's sacrifice.
My memories? They're all I have from before. How many must I lose?
He seized a quill, writing down every drug, every remedy, every scrap of modern knowledge.
If I forget, these scrolls will remember for me. I have to leave something behind.
Theocritos, you cursed our city. Your gods didn't send this, you did.
Insolent girl, the gods will crush your healer and his lies.
Alone in the clinic, Haruto wrote until his fingers bled, ink mingling with blood on the papyrus.
The scrolls are safe. Now, one drop of my blood. That's the final ingredient.
Haruto, let us give our blood instead. We can't watch you destroy yourself.
No, Cleon, you carry the future. I am replaceable. Go, now.
He pressed the blade into his palm. Crimson dripped into the mixture, hissing on contact. Before he could finish, a servant stumbled in. Theocritus had seized Imhotep at the temple. Haruto and Lysander rushed to the temple. Guards overpowered the priests and freed Imhotep. Imhotep was safe, but Haruto sagged with exhaustion. Daphne caught him before he fell. By nightfall, Haruto forced his hands steady. The first dose of divine vaccine was completed.
I might forget everything, but these sleepers, they're counting on me.
He raised the vial, whispered a prayer, and pressed the cloth to the patient's still arm. The Spartan envoy's eyelids fluttered open. The golden mist retreated from his limbs.
That face I was reaching for in my mind. My mother. I can't see her anymore.
Cleon and Daphne raced through the waking streets, applying the vaccine to every sleeper they found. By noon, the agora was filled with people sitting up, rubbing their eyes and calling for loved ones. At the temple steps, Theokritos saw them awaken. His curse was breaking. He turned and ran.
Hades, tear this cure from the world. I offer my soul if you'll strike Haruto dead.
Haruto stumbled from one patient to the next, each injection pulling another memory into the void.
I've forgotten the sound of rain on a window pane, but I remember why I started this. That's enough.
In the heavens, divine faces turned toward Athens. The trial was not over.
I am still Haruto, and I will not break.
The city rejoiced. Then a golden fissure tore open the sky above the Parthenon. From the light stepped a being of pure radiance, the divine messenger.
Athens. The plague was no accident. It was a test, a culling by the will of Olympus. You cured it. You defied fate. Now the gods demand a greater trial.
We did not defy you. We chose to help each other. That is our strength.
The messenger raised a hand. Visions flooded Haruto's mind, a world of empty streets, silent homes.
This was the future you avoided. Now prove you can survive the gods' own test.
The crowd shrank back. Even the golden plague mist seemed to retreat. But from the crowd, an old man walked forward. Hippocrates, leaning on his staff.
I accept. I'll face the gods. Not for me, for everyone who's still standing.
You are not a reincarnator. Your medical knowledge was taken from a future archaeologist and implanted in you.
Implanted? My memories of Japan, of medical school. They were never mine?
A vision shimmered. A man in strange clothes brushed dust from a stone tablet, his face familiar.
The gods needed a subject unchanged by this era. You are a vessel, Haruto.
Then, what am I? A puppet? Why was I chosen for this?
The vision shifted. The archaeologist lay in a chamber of light, offering his memories willingly.
He volunteered. Someone from the future sacrificed his mind for this. Where is he now? The original. The one who gave me his knowledge.
The messenger's glow dimmed. Hippocrates stepped closer, his ancient eyes full of sorrow.
All my pain, all I've lost. And it was never mine, but I am the one standing here now. Then my whole identity is a lie. What do I have left to fight for?
Daphne pushed through the silent crowd, her eyes wet but fierce, and clutched his arm.
You saved my life. You saved Cleon. That's real, Haruto. Not a lie, not a test.
She's right. The knowledge came from elsewhere, but my hands did the work. You are right. I don't know who I was, but I know what I've done.
He straightened, meeting the messenger's golden gaze. The despair had become steel.
I'll take your test, messenger. Whatever it costs, I'll prove that humanity deserves its life.
Hippocrates, silent until now, touched Haruto's shoulder with a trembling hand. The messenger raised its hand, and the golden light began to pull Haruto upward. The trial was ready.
For every life I've touched, and for the one I never asked for, I'll do this.
The golden light receded, and Haruto stood at the mouth of a vast cavern, the air cold as a grave.
Take this Ankh amulet. Its light will test the truth of shadows. Trust it more than your eyes.
Come back. Not as a vessel, not as a test, just as you, Haruto.
I'll return, Daphne, or I'll leave a light burning that no darkness can put out. Cleon, let's go.
The two of them stepped into the dark, the light of the amulet the only sign of life, 50 paces behind. A figure in priestly robes slipped from rock to rock, a blade glinting at his side.
Haruto, the air feels different here, like breathing old secrets. Is the underworld real?
It's real, but it's a test of will, not just place. Keep your mind sharp and your heart firm.
The tunnel floor sloped, and the walls widened into a cavern where the ceiling was lost in shadow.
This is it. The realm of the dead. Somewhere here grows the tree of life.
A woman appeared, her face warm and familiar. The mother he had lost. She reached out.
You are a shadow. My mother is gone, and I won't be fooled.
The dead rose from the ground, faces he had failed to save. Cleon collapsed in terror from behind a pillar. Theokritos crept closer. A jagged blade in his grip, he lunged, chanting a curse to Hades. The Ankh flared, and the cavern shook. Shades of the damned erupted from the stone, seizing the priest and dragging him into darkness. A path opened to a silver tree, its leaves like stars. The tree of life.
But before it, a three-headed beast with eyes like pits of fire. Cerberus, I bring no sword, only what's left of a stolen life. Take it.
A wisp of light rose from his temple, the last fragment of modern memory, offered freely. The three-headed beast inhaled deeply, and the light vanished into its maw. Cerberus had accepted the offering.
I can't remember the names of the medicines I used. Only an oath remains.
A silver branch detached from the tree of life and floated down, nestling into Haruto's open hand. Haruto lifted the branch. Then his knees buckled. Cleon caught him before he hit the stone.
Hold on, Haruto. I am getting you out of here.
Light grew at the cave exit, and there stood the divine messenger, its golden aura pulsing.
You have sacrificed the knowledge you valued most. The gods acknowledge your trial, but one final test remains.
The messenger waved a hand, and the sky above them twisted into the great hall of Olympus.
Then I will go. I have nothing left to give, except myself.
Haruto straightened, still clutching the branch, and stepped into the golden light. The golden light coalesced into colossal thrones. Ancient silhouettes loomed, their gazes heavy as mountains.
The god of the sky speaks. You faced the underworld, not with power, but with sacrifice. Your compassion is proven.
A darker throne rumbled. This mortal trespassed into my domain. The branch is not his to keep.
The queen of the gods proposes a choice. You were a copy from another time. Return to your era, or stay among those you saved.
Return to a world I no longer belong to? The memories there are not mine. Here, I have names and faces I love. I am not the original, but I am the one who chose to heal. I choose to stay.
The hall trembled. Divine faces, unreadable for eons, turned to one another.
Even without the future knowledge, I can still teach, still heal. That is enough reason to live.
The divine messenger inclined its head, a gesture of respect. It had never shown a mortal. Silence reigned over Olympus. The gods prepared their final judgment.
The sky god decrees. Humanity has proven worthy. The branch is yours to plant.
Golden light returned Haruto to the Athenian agora. A crowd had gathered, their eyes filled with hope. He pressed the branch into the soil. It quivered and took root, a silver glow spreading through the earth. A tree erupted, immense and beautiful, its leaves shimmering like liquid starlight. Hippocrates, leaning on his staff, stepped forward, his voice breaking the silence.
This man walked through death for us. He is the son of healing, Asclepiades.
I remember the oath. First, do no harm. That's all I need.
Daphne and Cleon rushed to him, their tears mingling with his own. Senator Lysander placed a laurel wreath on his head, a symbol of a citizen's honor. Under the tree of life, Athens danced. The gods' test was over, and humanity had won. In the quiet of his clinic, Haruto dipped a quill and began to write, not from memory, but from principle.
If I pass on only one thing, let it be this: that knowledge not shared is a second death.
He rolled the completed scroll and handed it to Cleon, now a broad-shouldered young man.
Master, this will be copied and sent to every city-state. Your guild will outlast us all.
We've trained 200 hands. The guild doesn't need us anymore. It needs itself.
Then Haruto stood before the assembly once more, his hair now streaked with gray.
The vaccine saved our bodies, but reason must save our minds. Teach the next child, and you heal the future.
The assembly rose in applause, the sound echoing across the agora. Later, alone on the hill, he looked out at the silver tree and the city it sheltered.
It was never about me. It was about what we leave behind.
Decades passed. Under the silver branches of the tree, an elderly Haruto sat, his white hair like a crown.
Husband, you still come here every evening. The tree remembers, and so do I.
The gods didn't need a cure, Daphne. They needed to see us try. That was the test all along.
A young apprentice approached, clutching an empty satchel, eyes wide with reverence.
Take mine. It carried the first vaccine. Now let it carry your hope.
The boy clutched it to his chest, tears brimming, and whispered an oath he had learned in the guild halls.
The cycle is complete. From one pair of hands to the next, the light passes.
High above, a faint golden light shimmered, as if a divine messenger nodded in approval, and the tree of life stretched its silver branches toward the heavens, its leaves whispering over a city that had learned to heal itself.
We shaped our own fate. That is more than enough.
Centuries later, an archaeologist in Athens brushed dust from a stone tablet, his breath misting in the cool air. His trowel struck something massive, a petrified tree trunk, its rings a fossil record of ancient wars and healing. Beside the fossil, a clay jar. With careful hands, he extracted a papyrus scroll, its edges brittle. The scroll read, "To whoever finds this, I was given a gift, and I gave it back. Let this be proof that even a slave can change the world." The signature at the bottom, Haruto, called Asclepiades. The archaeologist sat back, a tear tracing down his cheek. He looked to the Acropolis, and the past and present fused in a single heartbeat. A museum exhibit now holds the petrified tree of life, a silent monument to a man who defied the gods. In a hospital across the world, a child received a vaccine, the legacy of a slave who chose to heal. The scroll was preserved in a library alongside the works of Hippocrates, a testament to the power of compassion. And under the starlit sky, the Acropolis endured, a testament to those who chose to heal rather than destroy. In monasteries, scribes copied Haruto's scrolls, his principles spreading across the known world. The silver tree of life returned to the earth, its fossilized form a silent monument in a modern museum. Centuries passed, and the practice of inoculation grew, refined generation by generation, until one day, in a sterile laboratory, a glass vial glowed with the same faint light. A child, scared but trusting, received the vaccine, the needle a bridge across millennia. And in that moment, a golden flicker shimmered in the sky, as if the gods themselves approved.
The test never ends. It passes from one generation to the next.
The Acropolis stood against the night, its columns bathed in starlight, a beacon for all who seek to heal. Haruto's name faded from memory, but his legacy remained, in every child saved, in every oath sworn. And under the same eternal stars, the Parthenon looked down, unchanged, as hope began anew.